It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not even about us. It's about legacy. It's about what we choose to leave behind for future generations. And that's why, for the next year, and for the first time since 1974, the best and brightest men and women of nations and corporations the world over will pool their resources, share their collective vision to leave behind a brighter future. It's not about us. Therefore, what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is welcome back.
The work of a single organization, the Syndicate. A rogue nation, trained to do what we do, imbued with a new sense of purpose.
The Syndicate, you say? Yes, sir. That's what he calls it.
So, the king is once again my guest. And why is this? Was Herod unimpressed?
We turn to Rome to sentence Nazareth. We have no law to put a man to death. We need him crucified. It's all you have to do. We need him crucified. It's all you have to do.
Talk to me, Jesus Christ. You have been brought here, manacled, beaten by your own people. Do you have the first idea why you deserve it? Listen, King of the Jews, where is your kingdom? Look at me.
Okay, so today is Sunday, November 23rd, 2014, and I'm here with Barry Dennen in Los Angeles, California. And Barry, this is the first of a series of videos that we're going to shoot today. To start off, what was it that got Barry Dennen into acting?
Well, when I was in grammar school, I was very maladroit and gangly and not cute and pick-onable, and I got beat up every day after school. And I just hated it. And these guys would gather around me, and one of them would hold me in a hammerlock until I started to cry. When I started to cry, they felt rather satisfied about the whole thing, and that was it for the day, until the next day. And so I really felt like I wasn't doing well, and I wasn't doing well. And then my father moved us all to California. And when we got to California, he had the generosity of heart and goodwill to move to Beverly Hills, and he stayed in Beverly Hills, even right at the beginning when we were all crammed into a little apartment, so that I could go, and my brother could go to the Beverly Hills school system. And I thought, this is a fresh start. I'm starting over anew, because I had started high school in Chicago and was just doing miserably. Same old crap. And when I got to California, I had to start from the beginning. I had to go back a half a year. I had to start French from the very first class. I had to start. And I thought to myself, what can I do to make myself shine here? In those days, we had things that were called forensics, and they were basically debating contests between schools, but they also had things like interpretive reading. And I started that way. They would give you a script with 12, 13, 15 different characters on it, each one different from the other. And they were all small little paragraphs. And you had to grab the character and be a different character for each one. Things like that, poetry reading. And I got really good at it. And then I started to get cast in the school plays at Beverly High. And that was it. That's what got me started. It was a reaction to being a dumb dodo and a geek that got me into acting. I thought I have to get ahead. I have to do something at this school. I have to make people proud of me. And I had to feel proud of myself, which I wasn't. I hated myself. So that's what got me into acting.
Just where I'm going, no more doubts, no more fears. Yes, I'm on my way. Now, a lot of you said to yourselves, as soon as I came out here, how long's he on for? Well, if you're a good audience, this show will be an hour. If you're not so good, it'll be 2. If you're really bad, I'm on for 4.5. It develops into a love-hate relationship, and it can get very nasty. But I do hope nothing happens about that tonight, because I've had such a nice day. I've been counting my jokes. And my anecdote. That's nice. I feel so good, I'm going to do the opening number. Okay? Let's tear this place apart. It's never too late for rainbows to shine, for whispering violins and bubbles in the wine. It's never too late to ring like a bell or steal away somewhere to catch a carousel. Right, the celebs are here, but what about the non-celebs? All right, this is an audience but with a difference. Because, you know, for all these years, this show's gone on and on and on. What about the real people, the ones at the back there? Because we're not real, are we, celebs? We're not real. Oh, no, dear. I mean, all this, you know, has my car arrived? We're pampered and we're spoilt, all right? But these are real people up here. Let's go and see. Let's go and have a look at them and see what's going on. These are my public. I tell you, this is where my bread and butter is, up here. I'll tell you that. There we are. Are you with me, comrades? Yeah! When the day of reckoning comes, you'll all be sitting up the front there. La, 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 la. Come on now. Oh, it's lovely up here. You can smell the beer and the crisps. It's beautiful. Are you here for the night, dear? What are you doing? Got your knitted and shoes? Where's she? Oh, she's got her slippers on.
Well, it's wet outside.
It is wet outside. And who are you, dear?
Millie.
Oh, thank you for coming. I won't bother you too much. But well, you haven't got any beer. You haven't. Well, they've got beer as well. And digestive biscuits, my favourites. We might need those later on, but thank you very much. But you see, these are the real people, I tell you that. It's going to be a big night. I've got a feeling it's going to be a very big night. I think we're ready now for the Inquisition. So, question. Anybody got a question you want about anything you like? Let's have a bit of fun. Oh, Linda. Yes, Linda, my darling.
Apart from you being a gorgeous, lovely man to work with...
Oh.
Which you are, and I'm sure everyone that's worked with you would agree. You're such a perfectionist and you work really hard. Are you a perfectionist at home?
Do you know, that was such a lovely question. Would you say it all again? I'd like to, I'd like that one to... I'd really like everybody to digest that. What was it?
You're such a gorgeous, lovely man. sexy and tall and just wonderful.
Yes.
You work so hard and you're so conscientious.
I am conscientious. You're very right. I'm conscientious
and
about my work.
And rehearse until...
Yes. Very meticulous.
Until you get it perfectly right.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you do that at home.
Yes. Thank you. Have we got... Thank you, Linda. Sorry to do that to you.
Fats, you've got fantastic jewelry on, and a gassy shirt and outfit, but it wasn't always like that, was it? Things weren't always as luxurious as this.
Well, not exactly, but it could have been if I wanted to, because I have a lot of relatives could have done a lot for me if I imagine if I would have asked them, but I didn't want to ask anybody for no favors.
Fats, when you've got all these things, I mean, you've got practically everything money could buy. What's left to excite you in life?
No more. No kidding. You know, when I first had, about 20 years ago, when I first started, I had $3,600 in the bank, 37. And you had mentioned about my jewelry, and I took $3,650 and left me $50 in the bank. That's how much I liked the jewelry.
You spent $3,600 on jewelry.
And left the $50. Didn't know where the rest was going to come from, but I had an idea I'd be working. I wasn't sure.
I get the feeling that it's, with money anyway, it's sort of easy come, easy go with you, because I understand you're a big gambler. Is that right?
No, I'm not much of a gambler, but if you stick around Las Vegas long enough, you try.
What is it about gambling?
I don't know. If I did, I would win. I never win. I don't think I'd be playing anymore. Try to play, because I'm not familiar with it. I guess nobody knows too much. But you be around a place so long, it just comes natural. Everywhere you go, matter of fact, when you first get off the plane, the first thing you see is slot machine. And from then on, you stay in town for a month, nothing else to do, so I'm gonna play slot machine. That's how I started. Playing slot machine for nickel, then I went to a quarter, then 50 cents, then dollar machine, silver dollars, which did not make them anymore. Now they make it, even now they make it paper dollars to go in the machine. But I still like it very much.
I guess it's sort of like an addiction. It's something that gets into your blood. And
yeah, if you stay around anything too, long enough. But I can get it out. I think it's out now. I'm at over $500,000 now. That's enough of it.
Good Lord. That's incredible.
Yeah, now I imagine what I could have done with it if I'd have saved it.
Did you ever think when you were a kid that you'd be throwing $150,000 away?
No, I never thought I would ever have thought $150,000 or more.
It's funny, isn't it? It's the great American dream. Everyone can grow up to be a millionaire.
Yeah, well, sometimes people dream about it and never make it. I never dream about it.
What sort of things do you enjoy spending money on now?
Clothes. I still like diamonds.
You're a man of no modest income now. Do you get involved at all in what's happening in the States with civil rights? Or do you think...
No, no, I just stick to my music.
Why? How can you you could do a lot for it.
Well, I let other people take care of that. I think my best out is stick with my music.
It's just that the reason I bring it up, too, is because you've got, what, 6 children?
Yep.
And, it's pretty important that they grow up in a good America, I would think.
I think it's a good America, but it just takes a little time. Everything's working all right, I think.
I'm going to call him a living legend, certainly a living hero. He is. He's the last man to walk on the moon. Come on in, Captain Gene Cernan. There's a Welcome, Gene.
Stuart, thank you.
Do you
It's
realize
a pleasure
we
and honor.
rearranged the entire studio for you? Do you realize that?
Well, I got to know some of these folks, and they're all great. They're all headed in the same direction. So
good stuff. You got a documentary. I've seen it. okay? And I really, really liked it. I saw it at the Naples Film Festival earlier.
Can I tell everybody about that? That's important. If you like it.
I do like it.
That's great.
Well, what I got out of it was a sense of adventure that you captured back then, going to the moon. What an adventure. What a deal. I think we've lost it. I think we've lost that.
Well, that's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
I think we have too, and I think I owe something back. We got to reinvigorate and re-inspire some of those young kids who are playing games on their Ouija boards all the time. We got to get them thinking and give their generation something to look forward to, and get their hearts and mind. My dad, I've got a couple of those little slogans: just dream the impossible, go out and make it happen, because it can. The movie depicts, it's not about me. It's about the story of a kid from any town, USA.
Right,
happened to grow up in Chicago. Mom and dad didn't have an education. Immigrant grandparents. World War II, had a dream about becoming a naval aviator. I wanted to fly off carriers. I wanted to do what they were doing at Midway during the war. And I stuck with that dream, and my dad's dream, unbeknown to me, was for me to get that education he never had a chance to get.
What makes you think that you can inspire today's youngsters, today's teenagers, who want to go to Mars, for example? I mean, that's in the future, but I don't see a great deal of enthusiasm and life behind it.
Well, I see a lot of those kids, and the enthusiasm is there. Some of it's latent enthusiasm because no one's talking about it. We're not really giving them the opportunity to become doctors and scientists and astronauts or what are teachers. And we gotta sort of promote the thing that's important in the future of this country, and that's those kids.
I just want to play a brief clip from the documentary. Okay. I loved it.
You're biased because the whole crew that put it together is Brit. They're from the UK. Believe it or not, they are.
I did not know that.
Well, the director read my book. He was passionate, and he came to me one day and said, Gene, we got to make a film on this. Kids 10 or 20 years down the line got to know how it was done and why it was done. And under the terrible 60s, you certainly remember that, and how we overcame that. And I said, well, I've already bought that swamp in the desert.
But it was a time of enthusiasm and energy and uplift. Here's the future. Let's go get it. Hold on a second, Gene. Roll a brief clip, because I think this captures the spirit of the documentary.
You go down and get suited up. You've been suited up 1,000 times before for all kinds of tests and what have you. This is for real.
Yeah, that's for real. Do you feel it now, the way you felt it then?
Well, it sometimes, even today, seems like a dream, but I know it happened. I know what it took to make it happen. There were a lot. The astronauts, we all got our pictures in the paper on the news with Stuart Varney and whatever, but there's about another 500,000, at least, more people who claim. What I'm really saying is we didn't go to the moon alone. We had every worker in the country who put a nut and bolt or a piece of wire in that spacecraft. That was their spacecraft. And what they did was not going to fail. And they were with us. And the testimonial that sums it all up is everyone who went to the moon, including Apollo 13, notwithstanding the loss of Apollo 1 who never got off the ground, has come home to talk about it.
Yep.
We didn't really think it was going to be that way.
It's a great documentary. I recommend everybody see it. Gene Cernan, it was an honor to meet a living legend. It's great stuff. Thank you.
Oh, you're too kind. I'm not sure I deserve those words, but I'll take them.
Yeah, you do. Gene, thank you very much indeed, sir.
Okay, so this is how I used to do it. Hi, and welcome to TV Party, the TV show that's a cocktail party, but which could be a political party. I think it's good to be crotchety. I'm trying to develop that side. I'm actually too youthful. I'm trying to become more grumpy and old. I have a book addiction problem, so there's books everywhere. I always think that having a lot of books is like, it's like insurance, you have to live long enough to read all the books. I can't die, I haven't read Indignation by Philip Roth. That says creative director in Japanese, and it's got two chainsaws that basically say, don't mess with me. Don't mess with the writer. We have technology on our side now. It's a poet with 50 watts of power. Carbon dating. Never date anyone not containing carbon. When I was a kid, there was a show called Shock Theater hosted by Zachary. He said, "Kids, never throw anything out." I always took that to heart. This is my old motorcycle jacket. This is a Sacred Heart my mother gave me so I wouldn't die on a motorcycle. Well, these are all drawings by Jean-Michel Basquiat, because he would come over and hang out while I was working, and I always had a big stack of typing paper, so. Paintings are easy to live with, photos are hard to live with. I think you have to like rotate them. Although I do look at these, but I don't mind because these are like inspirational figures for me, so. He's still telling me what to do, the boss. No, I just thought that somehow satisfaction in the bathroom was sort of fun. You want action? Okay, here's action. My belt. It's all anarchy, baby. I kind of stopped wearing ties. I think it had something to do with the Iran nuclear deal. I don't know, what else? Oh. Way. And Jesus said unto Burt Bacharach, I am the way to San Jose. You have to be old to get that one. You're so spoiled. You are so spoiled. You think this is about you, don't you? Olive oil. Olive oil dyed her pussy the color of spinach and lived happily ever after. Cheers.